Around 6 p.m., my parents leave to go to a Christmas party at a friend's house. Around 7:30, my friends start to come over to my house for our Christmas party. From 10:30 to 11, my friends begin to leave. I clean up the house and go to bed. December 23rd, I slept till about noon, but when I woke up, I was informed by my siblings that my dad had fallen down icy stairs the evening before, and that he was in the emergency room with my mom. At that point, we were told it was nothing to worry about. My mom was there, and she told us the very little information she knew at that point. The morning of December 24th, my mom woke up and immediately went to the hospital to see my dad. Me, Nick, and Michaela all went to our family Christmas party that we had set up for the day before. My mom came home in an effort to come to the party, but immediately had to leave when she found out that my dad was being transferred to Boston. She pulled us all aside, and we all broke down in tears. She wanted us to be able to see him before he left. Crying, we all walked into the Salem emergency room to see him laid up and unable to move, in great pain, with barely enough energy to talk to us. I remember the hospital seemed dark, but hectic, not comforting in the least. Shortly, we said goodbye and had to go back to our Christmas party with puffy eyes. I dreaded walking in and looking around me. I wanted to go home and cry. I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen, and I didn't want to hear all the sympathy because no one there knew what was going to happen either. After the party that night, my grandmother and cousin Sarah came home with us per our usual Christmas Eve traditions. After watching a few movies, Sarah went home and Nana went to bed. After much arguing with Nick, I decided I wanted to put the presents out under the tree. I sorted through all of my mom's things and wrapped and filled the stockings that she had yet to do, ready to hopefully bring to the hospital the next day. December 25th, Christmas morning. Waking up felt strange. I knew it was Christmas, yet I also knew it wasn't because my family wasn't together. Nick, Nana, and I woke up and had our usual Christmas breakfast, fried dough. Nick and I woke Michaela up joyfully with him playing Jingle Bells on the recorder. Eventually, we decided that we would go to the hospital, see him, and then make our way to Grafton for our family dinner. As we packed the car, it felt strange. Michaela was driving Mom's car, but it felt weird that my mom wasn't there. Our first stop was my cousin's house to drop off my Nana and wish them a Merry Christmas. It was a quick visit. As we got out to the car, it was emotional to see my siblings and I being strong for each other. My dad had always said, no matter what happens in life, we will always have each other. And in this moment, it was clear we were understanding what he meant. Talking with my mom over text, we struggled to find the correct parking garage and building. We parked and grabbed the bags of stockings and changes of clothes for them. The left elevator in the parking garage had a little graffiti tag saying Nick, which we promptly took a photo of, a photo that would be recreated in upcoming visits. Walking into the building, I couldn't help but think what the people around us must be thinking of us. Surely they could tell we were siblings, wearing Santa hats and carrying stockings. We seemed to be the only sign of Christmas Day in the whole hospital. Did those strangers wonder why we were there or who we were visiting? Did they feel sad seeing how hard we tried to smile with our eyes puffy, revealing the true sadness and fear? My mom met us at the door. She first hugged us, but then quickly reminded us to be quiet, to show respect for the other patients and their own families. She first went in by herself to make sure it was okay that we could come inside. We followed her down the hall to a room with an enormous glass door. My mom waved us in, whispering, and we all put on our bravest faces, smiling at my dad. He was laying down in the hospital bed wearing a gown. His face lit up as much as it possibly could have. At this point, I believe he had been seen by many doctors and they had decided to hold off on surgery because he seemed to be showing good signs. He was in an enormous amount of pain and discomfort, brought on by the constant muscle spasms he was having. In an attempt to manage the pain, he was extremely drugged, leaving him very sleepy. It was difficult for him to be present in the moment. We all opened our stockings as we handed him things to open. As he opened his presents, he would fall asleep mid-sentence. We laughed with each other each time he fell asleep. We always laugh in my family, and I'm not sure how we would have gotten through that morning together if we didn't. After a little more visiting, my mom walked us back out, and we got back into the car. on our way to drive to Grafton for our other family dinner. On our way to show a united front and report the status of everything, to represent the family as strong as possible in one of our weakest moments.